Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. Today I'll be reviewing the S.H.Figuarts Monkey D. Luffy Marineford Arc version. Now this is a retool of the Romance Dawn release of Luffy, but with some new modifications, particularly in his lower body, which generally make him a better figure and sort of should be the standard going forward for any Luffy release. So it is nice to see similar molds but fixed up over time. Now this is Luffy as he appears in the Paramount War Marineford arc. He's got his classic yellow jacket and dark red pants. Now, I was always under the impression that they would do something like this at some point where they keep re-releasing the same figure just with different colors, because Luffy's standard outfit pre-time skip stayed very, very consistent, but the colors swapped pretty much island to island, which was really interesting, but seemed like a massive opportunity to milk this franchise for all it's worth, even adding on things like gears, like what they do with the Kaioken Goku figures for S.H.Figuarts. I thought we'd see a similar thing here. I'm surprised they've held back as long as they have. There are some battle-damaged variants floating around as US or store exclusives, but I'm surprised that they haven't done it nearly as much as I thought they would. This is the first time that it's been sort of like really overt and as a standard release, but they've added way more to this figure because they've actually modified it, and it is also counts as a battle damaged figure, which is cool as well. Also going to get an expansion set for Gear 3 pieces later, which is more specific to this figure because even those pieces have battle damage. So really, really interesting to see where this is going. But anyway, taken out of the box, here's what Luffy comes with. So we've got the figure itself, we've got 4 faces, we've got a straw hat around his neck, which is also really important because the Romance Dawn Luffy had hair pieces for him to not have the hat on, as well as pieces to have the hat on his head, but it had no option for it around his neck. That was part of an Gum Gum accessory pack that came later. So if you have this Luffy and the Romance Dawn one, you can just, interchange the hats and hair pieces between them if you want particular looks. Just because the Paramount War Luffy typically had the straw hat around his neck, that's why he doesn't have it as an option to put it on his head. But if you've got other figures, you can absolutely do that. Again, all of the faces are also compatible with the other Luffys too. He's only got 6 hands, but that's also normal for Luffy's, and because they're going to be doing the accessory set later, you can see why this is a little bit stripped back. Again, this is a cheap standard release, but just a tiny bit more would have been nice, but I can see where they're going for with this. And taken out of the box and put on a display here is Luffy, and he's looking really good because he's actually got some detail work and shading on him. So there's battle damage all over this figure, just simple scuff marks and things like that, but he also has shading on his shirt and pants, and it's fairly good shading because we don't really get that much shading. Sometimes there's just a small spray of a little bit of shadow on characters' pants, but this one they've actually done a fairly good effort on the pants as well as the shirt, so that's nice to see. And here he is next to the Romance Dawn Luffy, so you can see how similar they are together. It isn't just a simple repaint. A lot of the top half of the body exactly the same that we've seen, but lower half down, you can see the shorts are a bit smaller. There are new joint cuts in them and just looking quite a bit different. And also having a bit of shading on the back of the figure is almost unheard of with S.H.Figuarts, which is something that I just thought I would mention. Now for posability, it is pretty damn good. The Romance Dawn Luffy one was really good as well, so we'll go through it. He's got a ball joint in the head and neck, really free movement there, which is good. His arms can rotate all the way around. It is this weird double hinge-ish system. I'm still not a huge fan of it, but it does work. There's rotation at the upper arm, bend at the elbow, ball hinge at the wrist. There's a ball joint in the chest, allows for some good crunching. Included with the floating waist piece, you can get some really good motion. Now the new legs, you can do the splits that far, you can kick forward and back that far. There's now a swivel at the upper part of the pant leg, which is great. He didn't have that before. The cuff on the pants is better now as well. It is cut higher, so now the knees can properly bend, and there is also a rotation where the leg connects to the pants. He can also pivot his ankles, and he's got a bend at the toes that takes the bottom part of the sandal with him. Here he is in comparison to the Romance Dawn Luffy, so you can see that the bend is a bit deeper, not visually that much, but generally actual articulation that little bit more changes the figure significantly, especially with the thigh swivel. Now for faces, he's got this mouth open face out of the box. He's got an angry shouting face. He's got a teeth clenched angry face, as well as this shock horror face, and it's one of those faces, if you know, you know. And, you know, all of these faces have, you know, fairly serious tones to them. And that's also one of the running themes with these Luffy figures, that they expect you to have other figures in the line, or at least other one-piece figures, so you can use all of the faces and change the expression of this figure. So almost every single release needs to have completely unique faces from one another, so you know, that sort of explains what we've got going on here. These are also battle damaged faces too, so we might see the same faces with slight variations from here on out. And again, these are compatible with all the other Luffy ones, and with that posability and his faces, you can get this figure into some pretty good poses. You could technically get the older Luffys into Gear Second style poses, but there was a little like awkwardness around doing that. Thankfully now it is buttery smooth to do and looks way better, so I'm really happy with how that turned out. And the figure just poses really nicely now. All like the slight differences in articulation for the legs just changed the whole vibe of the figure, and it made a really good figure now a great figure. So I'm really happy with what they did there. Just some more accessories would go a long way, and I know they're doing the sold separately accessory pack, but just a little bit more packed into the package would go a long way, especially since the standard releases for different franchises are fairly significant at this point in time. Like the standard 3.0 Goku now, you know, comes with alternate hair parts, good amount of faces, a good amount of hands. The standard Vegeta comes with same thing, but also folded arms, separate boots, you know, alternate hairpiece. The standard Jinchuriki entrusted with Hope Naruto, he comes with a bunch of faces, he comes with an effect part, he comes with a kunai, and, you know, incredible articulation. So it's like, that's what you're sort of following up for the standard release figure that will probably be released a lot. So just a tiny bit more in this package would go a long way. But what we do have is fantastic. It's just like, you know, going the extra mile, if they could have, would have been amazing. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed that video, and I will see you all next time. Oh, hi, I didn't see you there. As you can see, I'm hard at work making new videos for the channel. Now, while I'm happy with where the channel is right now, I could use your help. By liking, commenting, and subscribing to the channel, it helps out the YouTube algorithm and recommends my channel to more people. So if you like any of my videos, please let me know, it really helps out. And if you liked this one, please let me know too. It means a lot to me, and I really appreciate all of you guys.